Hey, what's going on, sports fans? This is Sean with Boxing and Basketball. How y'all doing out there today? All right. Talk to me. How y'all doing out there? All right, before we get started, let's hit you with this real quick.
Make sure you hit the new thanks button down below to donate to our YouTube channel so we can keep bringing you fresh content.
All right, there you go. So, a lot of you know today's guest that we're going to have on is Cornelius K9 Bundrage, former two-time champion. And today, when he comes on, we're going to discuss. Doesn't have much time, but the time we do have, we're going to talk a little bit about his podcast he started. I want to say a little over 3-4 years ago that he started up. All right, there he is now. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, though, man? You all right?
All right, doing good, man. I was just doing an intro for you. Hold on, let me switch to this real quick.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Set up looking good now. All right. All right, we're not going to waste too much of your time. I was just giving an introduction saying that we have Cornelius K9 Bundrage on here, man. Former two-time champion, man. We've been talking, knowing each other for a long time, man.
Yeah.
Every time I talk to you, I mean, we go all the way back to we talk about your kids, Shawana, how's everybody doing and all that, man.
Yeah.
So how's everything going tonight, man?
Everything is good. Everything is good, man. Just happy to be around, happy to be alive. You know, it's crazy out here, so just thankful to be able to inhale, exhale.
I heard that. All right, so we know you're a busy man. So we're gonna hop right into the questions before you got to head out, okay?
Well, of course, let's get it.
All right, so K9. So let's start off, man. After boxing,
I
want to say maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I noticed you popped up and you started a podcast.
Yeah.
Giving boxing content. Tell everybody about that and what made you decide to go that route.
They say don't quit your day job, so I'm trying not to quit my day job.
Right.
My day job has been boxing, and I've gained a lot of experience and learned a whole lot in the sport of boxing, and I feel like it's only right to give back, in a sport that did so much for me. I've been around the best, I've fought some of the best, and I like to interact with the peoples. And one way to be able to interact, out the ring, like I did in the ring, is to, start a YouTube channel, and I just want to still be involved in boxing and without getting hit in the head. And what better way to do it than to, have a podcast, have a YouTube channel, have an Instagram, it's just it's the way of life now, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
And listen, I remember when you first sent out the link and you sent out to everybody, I subscribed right away. I said, man, because I definitely want to hear from a boxer standpoint, professional boxer, not only that, but also world champion viewpoints on that. Going from putting on the gloves, sparring, fighting, right, to learning the world of technology. Because when you first started, I was like, man, look at K9. He got the green screen up, got the videos in the back. How hard for a transition was that for you to pick all that up?
Well, I mean, wasn't really hard because I got a great teammate. So, SB, the wife, she always been involved in outside the boxing ring. She was already doing her thing. So I just joined forces with her outside the ring, and it was easy transition because, you saw the contender, I was the fan favorite.
Yep, that's right.
Being a fan favorite, you got to know how to interact. So it was just really like doing my ABCs. It was really easy. Baby, A, B, C, D, E. It was easy as 1, 2, 3.
And look, and K9, I also like on the fact that it's the variety you have on there, right? So when you look at your podcast, right? Not only are you're watching fights and you're commentating on them.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm trying to tell them the Zone, ESPN, PBC, they need to give you a job, let you do some commentating on the show, right?
Yeah.
Not only boy. And not only that, I like the fact that you show you're still training fighters. And I like it when you're actually in there training. I still see the energy and excitement that's in you. Like you're bursting with energy while you're training. Like I don't think the love of boxing will ever die in you, man. It's just something that's just in you, man. No. It's like you enjoy what you're doing, even training people. You know, I've been in a lot of gyms. Some kids can afford to pay, some kids can't pay. A lot of the times, a lot of y'all do it for charity and out of your heart just to get kids off the street.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, you know, you got to be passionate at what you do. You know what I mean? And if I'm gonna do something, you know, I'm gonna do it at 100%. I'm not gonna shortchange myself or the fans or the people I'm working with. So, you know, I just actually got my K9 boxing. You know, it's my guy, shout out to Richard too, where that I actually have it trademark finally. You know what I mean? Because it makes sense to, you know, I built a brand to be able to own the brand. Somebody can just come along and do like Nike. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And be gone with it. You know, a long time ago, I wish I would have trademarked Bad Boys. Because I thought about Bad Boys, you know what I mean? A long time ago, I spray painted. You know, I used to rap back in the day. My rap name was K9.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, I always had ideas, you know, and I realize now when you put the ideas out here, man, you better get them trademarked, especially, you know, if it's something that's that can be branded or someone or it could be something that can be used. Because I looked up and I saw on what's 50 Cent has a new show, and the show is I think it's the Black Mafia Family.
Yeah, BMF.
BMF.
Yeah.
And me and 50, we've talked before. You know, he wanted to manage me before when he was involved in boxing.
Right.
So one of the characters on the show, first of all, it's in Detroit.
Yeah,
and one of the characters on the show, name is K9.
Right.
And I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? Just make you just say, You remember Arsenio Hall? Arsenio Hall show. You saw things to make
you go, Yep, that's right. So, K9, and is that something when that was first brought to you? Could you see yourself acting and getting into acting if the opportunity arises?
Yeah. You know what? I think I'll be a natural at it. You know, I don't know if that's gonna ever happen for me, but it's just so easy to be real. If they told me to do something or play a part, you know what I mean, play myself, that'd be easy to do. You know what I mean? And I mean, you know.
All right, I think it froze up there for a second. Hopefully we get them back. Y'all just stick with this real quick. K9, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but it froze up on us.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Up on us.
I got you.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know about the connection I have. You know, we are in Detroit, you know, and it is wintertime. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, but do you remember what's my man? He just passed too, man. Debo. Debo was giving me an opportunity one time. He wanted me to be on a movie, a movie before. Well, a movie he was doing. He wanted me to be in it bad. You know, he was trying to. Yeah, he was really trying to help me. You know, and I really at the time I wasn't really feeling it. Like, you know, I could have actually been in it because I was just fresh off the Contender and everything.
Right.
But I just really wasn't feeling it. Maybe it was the part that he wanted me to play, but he wanted me to do it. He was trying his best to coach me.
Tiny Lister, I think his name was.
Yeah, Tiny Lister.
Yeah.
That's
Tiny
right.
Lister.
Yeah.
So K9, let me ask you this. So years ago, when we talked, we've done numerous interviews.
Yeah.
I know you shared with me a lot of your goals and dreams. You're like, Sean, one day I'm gonna have my own promotion company. I'm gonna have a book out. I'm gonna work on my own boxing sneakers, I believe you said. Man. You had so many aspirations and dreams. Is a lot of that stuff still in the works and things that you want to keep working on and doing?
Well, you know, the boxing shoes, I have the boxing shoes. I have all the merch. I got boxing shoes, boxing gloves. I got, everything. I mean, everything. I got everything.
Right.
The book has actually been done. I just haven't reread it, and I haven't added more things to it because, you know, I've done more in my life. So the book is really done. I just got to go what's they say, reproof it, reread it.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, and make sure what I mean, that I'm ready to let it go, because I might want to subtract some of the things I might have said. I might not feel that way now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or I definitely want to add some chapters to it, because I've done a whole lot since then.
Right.
But so with a promotion,
it's a dirty business, isn't it?
Yeah, huh?
I said it's a very dirty business.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very dirty business. That's like I gotta really feel my weight when it comes to that part. You know what I mean? I have my own promotions though. If you know, or if you saw, when I fought against Carlos Molina, I co-promoted the fight, even though he was the champion of the world.
Yep.
So, you look in the back, you will see the big banner, K9 Boxing Global Promotions.
Yep.
Yeah. So rest in peace to Bill Water, because that's what really hurt me when it comes to the promoting part. My advisor, he passed from cancer.
Right.
So that kind of like hurt me right there, man. Because we was losing on our way.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, look at one of the things from Chad Perez, one of the guys on there. That double KO was crazy. Man, do people still talk about that every time they see K9? When people say K9 boxing, I always see people talk about, do you remember the double KO? It wasn't really a KO, it was a knockdown, but I understand what the people are saying.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta listen every time somebody bring that up, because I ended up losing that fight and it was bad for me. You know what I mean? It was good. The double knockdown was good, but the ending was bad. I always let people know I got him back. We did fight again, and I got him back.
Yeah.
And I got him back when it counted even more. It was for a world title.
Right.
Yeah. So in the rematch.
That's
bing,
right.
Bing.
So K9. So I'm gonna run through a list of a few fighters, and I want you to give me your thoughts and comments on them. Number one, what was your thoughts on Chris Colbert fight the other day? A late replacement. Garcia meant business.
Yes.
What did you think about that fight? And I think the first time Colbert's been knocked down in the 7th round, and it just didn't go well for him. What did you think about that fight the other night?
Man, you gotta, don't bark if you can't bite, because he was doing a lot of barking and he ended up getting bit. You can't underestimate your opponent. I actually did a video on that, man, and it's doing real good right now. Where he was just talking about some what's that it's a song that he was quoting about, he's saying that he can't be touched or whatever. But you gotta go see the video. And anyway, it showed him first, he was running his mouth, then it showed him getting knocked down, getting dropped. So my slogan is don't bark if you can't bite. You know what I mean? You go in there and just, do your thing. Only time I get the really barking is when somebody be, barking at me. I don't just be barking just to be barking, you know what I mean? And I don't never mean no harm, you know what I mean? I'll go out there and I just, as a fighter, you can't sit there and say, man, I really love this guy. I like this guy. And you can say all that after the fight, because you're a fighter.
Right. That's right. All right, K9, what was your thoughts? I waited forever. There's a couple fights we waited for. We waited for the Manny Pacquiao, and we waited for Floyd Mayweather, right?
Yeah.
We're still waiting on the Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, but finally we got Amir Khan versus Kell Brook. And I told everybody, man, Kell Brook, I knew he was going to beat Amir Khan. Even though Amir Khan was fast and speedy, but everybody and their mama knows if he gets clipped and hit in the chin, it wasn't going to last long. What was your thoughts on that fight?
Man, you know what? I didn't even get a chance to see that fight.
Okay.
But once I heard that Amir Khan had lost, I wasn't surprised. Ain't nothing you can do to replace that chin. You know what I'm saying? If you can't take a punch, you ain't gonna be able to take a punch. You know what I mean? One thing, as you get older, you get stronger, or you never lose your strength if if you're a strong person. But if you can't take a punch, you can't take a punch. I don't know what remedy or what you can do to be able to take a punch. And Kell Brook, one thing about Kell Brook is Kell Brook was a natural junior middleweight. Amir Khan was really real good at 140. From 140 to 147 on up, he got a big heart. If his chin was as big as his heart or as good as his heart, then he would have been okay. But I feel like if Amir Khan was gonna win, Amir Khan was gonna have to be able to box. He was gonna have to be able to hit and don't get hit, because if he got hit, it's gonna be night for him.
Right. K9, what are your thoughts on the young bull, the young champion, Gervonta Tank Davis?
Gervonta Tank Davis. Javante Tank Davis is a good fighter, but styles make fights, and man, his last fight, I feel like he should have
Yeah,
been
the
a
pit
draw.
bull.
The
Yeah,
pit
Pitbull
bull,
Cruz.
yeah,
He gave him
man,
every.
the pit
There you
bull,
go. He gave him everything he could take. And
yeah.
afterwards, we think this deserves a rematch. He said, "No, no, we're not doing a rematch."
No. Yeah, hey, listen. Other than that fight, I think what I really think, though, to be honest with you, is that
Mhm.
Mayweather is kind of hurting Tank
Okay.
Davis, and
Okay.
not allowing him to fight. Who he really want to fight. See, fights you can't get up for is the fights you can mess around and get shocked or lose.
Okay.
So, if he was fighting the better fighters, you would see a better Tank. And I mean, don't get me wrong, give him a
Mm,
little, little touches, the little
right.
easy fights
Sure.
up in the beginning or in the beginning. But then after
Hmm.
that, you gotta let him unleash him. If you don't unleash him, he's gonna get too satisfied with just, barely training, or he's gonna mess around and get shocked like he just did. Look at what
Right.
Teofimo Lopez, he couldn't get up, for his last fight, and
Right.
and look what happened.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
so the best need to fight the best. Javante Davis, he remind me of a little Mike Tyson, but if you don't allow him to be a lion or a dog like he is, he gonna end up, what I'm saying, not being the kind of fighter he really is.
Right.
A
And
dog,
K
Yeah,
And K9, we had a debate. I would say maybe it's about 3 or 4 weeks ago, right?
yeah,
Tyson Fury.
yeah,
With what Tyson Fury has accomplished,
yeah,
the way he looks, he never looks like he's in shape, but the
yeah,
man can box. He knows how
yeah.
to pace himself. He's been knocked down. He has resilience. He gets back up. He finishes fight strong. Could you, at this point in time, or does he need to fight a few more fighters? Could you put Tyson Fury one of the top 10 heavyweights of all time? Or is that too much of a stretch?
Top 10. I definitely, in this era, it's unbelievable what he was able to accomplish. Going through depression, beating, Klitschko, going through depression and coming back and fighting Deontay Wilder, who I believe Anthony Joshua was scared to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, and to beat him like he did the first time, I didn't think it
Mm-hmm.
was a draw. I think he won every fight.
Right.
And so I mean,
And then he beat drugs. He was able to get off cocaine, beat drugs.
That's what I'm saying. So that man, hey, listen, I don't know if you know, I sparred him before.
What? Oh, tell
Yes.
us about that. What?
Yeah. He when he first came to Detroit, the first person he sparred with was me. Of
What?
course, yeah, of course he wasn't trying to get me,
Yeah,
you know what I
sure,
mean?
sure.
But yeah, I welcomed him to Detroit, you know what I mean? And yeah. So, he's a cool dude, and I can see why he's so good, because he know how to relax and he can work with anybody. If he can get in there and work
Mm,
with me without trying to take me out the game, the guy is very talented. And I saw that off the rip. I mean, there's never gonna be a guy, I believe, at 6'9" that can box like he box. At six foot
yes.
nine, it's unbelievable what he can do. He know how to relax. He know how to have fun, and his confidence is out of this world. And
Right.
that's what's taking him so far. He got a lot of confidence. I'm not saying he Muhammad Ali, but the kind of confidence he has and the talk that he backs up the talking he do, just like Muhammad Ali did.
Right, right. All right, we got 2 more questions for you. All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go. What are you about to
Okay.
say?
No, and I was gonna say, um, I would say he's in the top 12, top 11.
Okay,
He's up
okay.
there. He's up there. Oh, you can put him in the top 10. I
So,
mean,
so you definitely will put him in the top 15 of all time.
oh yeah, I would put him in the
Okay.
top 15. Yeah, definitely. Because you put him in any era, what I
Mm-hmm.
mean. Of course, in a different era, he would be. I would believe he'd be more serious. He don't have to be even as serious as he is. Like right now, he's just getting by just off his talent, off his heart, and off just being 6'9" and being herky jerky with it. I
Mm-hmm.
believe that if he was in a different era and he fought against better fighters who took
Mm-hmm.
boxing even more serious, he would train even harder. He wouldn't even look the way he's looking, like he's doing what he's doing and not even in his top form or in
Right.
top shape.
Right.
And he's getting by and winning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, K9.
Yeah.
If we ever get this fight, Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence, who would win that fight and why?
Man, you know what? I got Errol Spence up there. I mean, really, really up there. I think if Errol Spence was healthy, if Errol Spence never had that car accident, I would give it to Errol Spence, because that guy, man, to come back after a car accident and almost lose his life, to go out there and pick one of the toughest guys at welterweight, and Danny Garcia, and whooping him every round. You got to give that man a lot of credit for that. That guy's got an unbelievable heart and resilience. That guy is a beast. Right. So you take that same guy and put him in there at the same time with a Terrence Crawford. I think and a lot of people may look at me like I'm crazy, but if they would have fought a year, 2 years ago before the accident, he probably would have stopped Terrence Crawford, because Terrence Crawford is just not growing into being a welterweight. Okay. And Terrence Crawford was not winning that fight before the fight, in my eyes, before the fight would start with him and Sean Porter.
Okay.
And I believe his dad stopped the fight because Sean Porter knew he was going to retire. And, that his dad was like a fan of his and thought he was going to get hurt. So, because he knew that was his last fight.
Right.
Now, he stopped Sean Porter. Errol Spence didn't, but Errol Spence fought a Sean Porter who was hungry. He was trying to, take what was his.
Right.
Terrence Crawford fought a Sean Porter who was about to retire. So it's different strokes for different folks. Now, if they was to fight now, it's just hard to say, just for the fact that we don't know if Errol Spence's eye is going to hold up.
Right. Yeah. Well, Terrence Crawford.
Hey, get out of here, man. Go. Bye-bye.
Terrence
playing too much. Go ahead.
Right. Terrence Crawford even said himself, either it's a fighter, I think it was the last fight. He said, "Y'all done messed up.
Yeah.
Y'all allowed me to grow into my 147-pound body now."
Yeah. Exactly. See, and that's the thing right there. He had the talent to beat a bunch of guys. I want to see him in there with a welterweight that's good. You know what I mean? That's strong, and that's serious, and who's not about to retire. You know what I mean? Just think about it, man. I never saw Errol Spence look the way Terrence Crawford did when Terrence Crawford fought against, what's his name? Gamboa. Remember Gamboa? To this day, gave him the hardest fight. And almost beat him, was close to beating him. And I'm not saying Terrence Crawford don't have, skills. He got skills, but he's a great fighter at 140. At 147, picking and choosing, or not having the fighters that he could fight because he was up on the top rank. And I think that kind of, like, I don't want to say it hurt him, but I don't think that would actually that didn't actually help him in a fight against him and Errol Spence. Errol Spence had to test himself, against some good fighters, all the welterweights, because PBC got all the welterweights.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he's a promotional free agent now, so there's no excuse.
There's no excuse now. But like he said, y'all let me grow into that. So if he actually grown into being a welterweight, if he had the same strength as Errol Spence, then I would give it to Terrence Crawford. But I just think that Errol Spence is just a bigger dude. And if I had to bet who I thought would probably win, it'd be hard to go against Terrence Crawford, only for the fact as I don't know about Errol Spence's eye.
Right. And before I ask you my last questions, Chad Perez in the chat, he said, who was the best fighter you have fought as a professional?
Charlo is a good fighter. And Charlo gave me my last loss, but I think he caught me at the right time. Going into that fight with an injured rib, being older, not fighting in a whole year, him being active, and me overlooking him. It was an easy win for him because of that. I think the best fighter that I fought, even though he was past his prime, was Corey Spinks. Corey Spinks is a 5-time former world champ. Let me rewind that. Corey Spinks is a 5-time former world champ. 5 times. And I don't understand why he's not even in the Hall of Fame. Why they not talking about him being in the Hall of Fame? Is it because I beat him? Because it seems like when I beat somebody, they can't fight. You know what I'm saying? Or when I throw the overhand right, it's a wild punch. But when
Right.
everybody else throw it over him, right, it's a good punch. I know I should have trademarked it. I might still do it. But it
Yeah.
is what it is, you know?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
And the last question before we let you go.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah.
Canelo Alvarez
Yeah.
is being rated one of the best pound for pound fighters. And some even say he's taking the mantle from Julio Cesar Chavez. Canelo Alvarez, where do you rank him at as far as his career right now, with his only loss being to Floyd Mayweather at a young age?
Oh, you talking about as a Mexican for the for us Mexicans or just
A Mexican fighter, and also, do you think he deserves the title as one of the best pound for pound right now?
ever?
No, not ever. Right now in this era.
Oh yeah. I think in today's era, you have to give credit to the fighters for picking their fights too. Fighters, they do a lot of the promoter's job now. If you notice, the fighters do the matching and everything. They do it. They don't, because of social media. They don't even really need a promoter.
Right.
Because you could just go in there and make your own fights. All you gotta do is call somebody out, and he call you back. You know what I'm saying? He say something back, and bam, they go to fight right there. So why do you need a promoter? I guess because the promoter has the knowledge, or the money, or the network. But
right. Because besides Floyd Mayweather, the money he's bringing in now, we talking about 40, 50 million a fight.
Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit to Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya from schooling Canelo Alvarez. Canelo, I'm gonna give you my top three, probably top four best promoter fighters of all time. I'm talking about a fighter that knew how to make his own fights.
Yeah,
which is really good because they're able to pick and choose who they want to fight, when they want to fight them, and actually beat them and make the whole world think they're even better than what they really are.
Yeah. Hey, can I check your mic real quick? It's fading out a little bit.
Okay, can you hear me?
There you go.
Okay. Yep. Okay, my bad. You want me to repeat that?
Yep.
Yeah, I said the top. I want to say my top four best pound for pound fighters. Matchmaking fighters who know how to match make their own fights. You know what I mean? That plays a big part. And so what I'm saying about Canelo Alvarez is we have to give him credit for being smart as a fighter. Because, a lot of fighters, to be honest with you, majority of the fighters, or just a fighter in particular, they look at fighters as stupid and dumb. Like, you know what I mean? They don't think fighters are smart. And my top four pound for pound smartest fighters in the world, I'm talking about that knew how to pick it and pick their fights and make a bunch of money, is I would probably have to say number one, pound for pound. I would say number one is Jake Paul.
Okay.
Number one is Jake Paul. I would say that's pound for pound. I mean, pound for pound, you know what I mean? And what I mean, not only pound for pound, but just because he is a YouTuber, you know what I mean? A YouTuber.
Right.
And so, with him being a YouTuber, not a real fighter, you kind of got to give it to him just for the fact that he's not even a real fighter. He learned from Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? He learned from, probably Don King. You know what I mean? He learned from Oscar De La Hoya. But I'm going to have to say, I'm saying in this order. Floyd, Canelo Alvarez, because we got to get the rew fighters, they followers and rate them higher.
Right.
So we got who I say again first?
Well, now you said, first you said Jake Paul, but then you went back and said we're gonna start with Floyd Mayweather first.
Yeah, Floyd. We're gonna say Floyd. Floyd was good at that. Floyd, when I saw Floyd downtown, he gave me my respect. He was like, man, K9, I seen the power. What you did to Bravo, Berto had your leftovers. But then his real last fight, what a real fighter was, Bravo. So he was waiting to Bravo. I mean, not Bravo. He was waiting to Berto wasn't the same. And then he fought Berto.
Right.
He waited to Shane Mosley wasn't the same and still almost lost and fought Shane. He fought Canelo Alvarez when he knew Canelo Alvarez was green when I was trying to get that fight because I knew he was green too.
Right.
So you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd.
Then you said Canelo second.
Yeah, second got to be Canelo. I would say Oscar, but I'm gonna say Canelo. Canelo learned from Oscar and Floyd. I'm gonna say,
Okay.
yeah. I'm gonna say Canelo. Third, I'm gonna say Jake Paul.
Okay.
And fourth, I would say Oscar De La Hoya.
Got you.
Yeah. But Canelo, I don't think Canelo is good, but the accomplishments and achievements that he's made, he's not as good as his accomplishments and achievements. He's smart. He is as smart as that. He's very smart, and he was able to accomplish what he's accomplishing because of how smart he is. He learned the
Right.
game. You know what I mean? He learned the game. I mean, like never before. And
Right.
so, yeah, I believe that he's definitely, super smart. He's smart.
Right.
He's real smart. Come on, man. He would have never have fought a light heavyweight, being my height,
Right.
5'7".
Right.
If the light heavyweight was, let's say, the light heavyweight was Bernard Hopkins in his prime,
Right.
he would have, he would never, he probably, they would have been picking and choosing. Like, just think about it. Floyd would have never even fought at welterweight if Tommy Hearns was still boxing in his prime.
Right.
Or even if it, let me see who else is a big, strong welterweight. He probably wouldn't even have fought Sugar Ray Leonard because Floyd pick and choose. So he probably wouldn't have fought Sugar Ray Leonard either. He would have fought him probably at 135, 130, but at 140, 147, I don't think he would have fought him. Now, he may have fought Roberto Duran, but he would not have fought no Tommy Hearns. And Emmanuel Stewart said that. That man, Tommy Hearns, was a big boy.
Yeah,
the
he was.
Back was humongous.
K9, what do you think about the two young bucks that are champions right now, and they're really making a splash, and they're really paving their own way, not really locked down to a promoter, doing their own thing, and that's Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
What do you think about what those two young men are doing, and the way they're paving their own path, not allowing promoters to dictate what they got to do? But it's like they're young champions, and they're telling them, this is what I'm doing. This is my path.
Yeah. Devin Haney, Haney, you got to give props to his dad, because his dad helped him away. I actually trained, or he actually trained with me when he was a kid over here at Crump Gym. When I had him on my podcast, he had told me that, and I didn't even know that he actually trained with me when he was younger, because he was younger. So, whoever knew, he was going to continue to fight and become world champ. Or when you're a kid, you just, you don't look the same when you're a kid when you become a grown man.
You're right.
Not most of us. He's doing a great job, man, at building his brand, like Devin Haney. Oh my goodness. And the guy learned a whole lot, like far as work ethic. The man's work ethic is unbelievable, because he was able to be around one of the best, and Floyd Mayweather. And he was, and that actually pushed him to train as hard and to want the things he wanted. And he knew to get him, he would have to be like Floyd. He would have to work like Floyd. Right. You know what I mean? So, and Shakur Stevenson, man, that guy's a beast. I don't think he got the same leverage, because he's managed by, Jay Prince. And he's promoted by, I think, Top Rank. So he don't have the same kind of freedom that Devin Haney has. Like, Devin Haney is his own boss. He do his own thing. He works with a promoter. So, you got to, when it comes to the business part, Devin Haney is killing them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He straight to the promoter. You know what I mean? Where with Shakur Stevenson, his team is going to the promoter. When your team goes to the promoter, they coming to you, and you what's being said, or what's going on, or how much money is being offered. You know what I mean? Not unless you know what I'm saying. You go in there with the team, and 9 times out of 10, you ain't.
True.
They don't want you to really count that money like that. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, K9, man, we appreciate you being on the show, man. And listen, I want you to tell everybody about your podcast, your YouTube channel, what days you're on, and give them the rundown.
Yeah. So every Tuesday I'm on my podcast. That's why we couldn't go live Tuesday at 9 p.m. K9 Boxing is called The Dog Pound with me and James King. Every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern time at K9 Boxing on YouTube. We do live sparring, and I definitely do live watch parties every time a big fight is on. And even sometimes, even when it ain't a big fight, if it's just a fight and it's a good fight, I go live on my YouTube channel at K9 Boxing. So my Instagram is K9 Boxing. My Twitter is K9 Boxing. And if you want to get some of that good merch, big fella, you know I got you though. It's www.k9boxingfitness.com.
There you go.
God bless you, my dog. # Jesus for life.
There you go. Hey, thanks so much, man. Please go out and support K9. Subscribe to his channel if you haven't, man. And listen, when you watch his videos, make sure you hit the donation button. Donate to your boy, because there's a lot of work and time and effort they put into doing this, man.
That's real talk.
K9, continue to keep contributing to the boxing world, man. Once again, man, appreciate you for being on, man, and God bless, bro.
Thanks, Sean. One love, my dog. A bark, a bite, a overhand right. Good night, champ.
All right, peace.
All right, my dog. Peace.